right, thanks, Larry. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the heart of Texas at NRG Stadium in Houston. Today, it's Week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here between the Tennessee Titans and the Houston Texans. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. Now here's the first carry for DeMarco Murray. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. They go with Murray again. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up a third down. Third play here, this opening drive, as they're up against a 3rd and 5.
3rd and 5, so they bring in an extra defensive back.
Expecting pass. Mariota now. Oh, he may have gotten lucky. Tried to dump it off underneath on the check down. Nearly picked. Instead, it's incomplete. Here's the 9-year man, Brett Kern, on to punt the football away.
Tremendous coverage there. Just did not catch the football and complete the interception. But what do they say all the time? If he had really good hands, he'd be playing offense.
This is taken at the 15. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Texans take possession. They come out here in the eye. On the ground, this is Lamar Miller. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. Tackle made there by Sean Spence. And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here.
Now let's go. Green 39. Green 39.
Out of the gun, it's Osweiler. Shorts has got it. And he goes out right around the 39. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
In recent years, the slot receivers really gained stature in the NFL because they can do so many things. Yes, they can line up wide like your normal wide receiver, but to have that kind of courage and toughness to run routes in the middle of the field and become dependable targets for their quarterbacks and move the sticks, those guys are worth their weight in gold.
The tight end, Luke Wilson, was the target. And that'll make it 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, Osweiler. And he hits the first-year man, Will Fuller. Touchdown, Houston. Will Fuller with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Texans have taken the early lead. And a man out of Notre Dame, Fuller, with that first trip into the end zone.
When I watch him play, I think instead of calling signals and finishing with hut-hut to start a play, for him, they had to fire a starter's pistol because he is just like a track guy exploding off the line of scrimmage. And while we're getting used to these big-body receivers coming into the league, Will Fuller is not that, but he is so dynamic, so skilled, you have to find a way to get him the ball.
And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. And a 3-and-out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
They go back to Murray on first down. Cuts left. Off to the races. DeMarco Murray. Touchdown, Titans. DeMarco Murray, his second touchdown on the season. And the Titans are an extra point away from tying this thing up. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
It's good, and we're all tied at 7 apiece. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And this will be a touchback. Last year would have come out to the 20. This year they'll move it out to the 25-yard line. All right, shift now to the Tennessee defense here. See if they can regroup a little bit. They gave up the touchdown last drive.
And you know from our meetings with coaches all across the league, one of their pet peeves, when teams get down, a lot of these guys now, they want to treat it like it's a video game or something. Hit reset. Let's start over, coach. Out of the first 2 series, they don't even matter now. Let's play again. That's not how it works. You're down. You gave up a touchdown. You can't do it again. You have to dig in, grit it out, and fight it out. Reset buttons. It's driving everybody crazy. There are no reset buttons when you're playing in this game.
Preach, Chucky. Preach.
There's so much precision in an offense, especially when you're throwing the ball. And in an out route, plenty of it. How about the quarterback hitting his back foot, ball's out of his hands, receiver making his break, making his cut. He's got to time up perfectly. Not always easy to do.
Just let him a little too much.
Yeah, I remember back in the good old days, I was talking to a quarterback, and he said everything they did was on the count system. So when he took a snap, he counted in his head for certain routes, different time frames for each one, and he knew if the ball wasn't out of his hand at that point, he'd better eat it because the play was dead.
On fourth down, the Texans will turn it over to the active leader in punting yards, and that's Shane Lechler. On the return, it's McCluster. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And it'll be Titan football. And now the Texans defense, they get ready here. And they gave up a touchdown last drive. You kind of need to hit the reset button after every touchdown given up, Charles.
I love that. And the way that you phrased it is perfect, because from series to series, you can reset how the game is going to go. If you gave up a
DeMarco Murray, kiss him goodbye. A big run that time by Murray. 57 yards. Murray didn't have the best 2015, but it's clear right now he looks to be back.
Talk about a fresh start, and he has rededicated himself, and he's got a lot to prove, and he's proving it quite well thus far.
That's not, though, a career long for him. Career best for Murray, 91 yards against the Rams in 2011. First and goal at the 3-yard line now. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
And thus far in this NFL season, no touchdown scored for him, and he's not going to get it on that play either.
Second and goal to go now. Now they'll run. Murray. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. No gain on the play, and it'll bring up a third down. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on third, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that second down is a time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
And he is going to lose yardage here. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down. Here's Ryan Suckup for the Titan field goal. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here.
Now I would be surprised if they go for it. 3 points is not ideal. It's not what they want, but it's still only the first half. Take the 3 points and move on.
So the drive takes him inside the 10, but it ends with just 3.
And a nice job defensively to rise up and make sure they didn't get in.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. And now out comes Houston. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. So the pickup there for Lamar Miller, and he actually shredded his current team last year when he played against them. 175 yards, another 61 in the air, and 2 touchdowns.
I guess that's a classic example of if you can't stop him, go get him, put him on your team. Lamar Miller, a big-time pickup for the Texans.
On 2nd down, Osweiler. Shorts on the reception over the middle. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs. So the offense has it 1st and 10.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders. Hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
So nothing there. I don't know that that's all in the back, though. You got to look at blocking there, don't you?
I would agree with that totally. At some point, they have to win at the point of attack. Instead, it was the defense getting it done again and holding them to no gain.
They isolate Hopkins on the left side. Now Osweiler on 2nd down. Out to the right here to Wilson. No gain on that one, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Now the old pass completion for no gain, not something you want to call up out of the playbook too often.
Yeah, most offensive coordinators don't have that on their play sheet, so they've got to go back and scramble after this one. But right now, with what they're telling receivers about making sure you take care of the ball in open field, sometimes the fighting for extra yardage doesn't come as a result. That and good tackling can lead to no yards gained.
On 3rd down, Osweiler. He sets to fire deep. Incomplete. Both players were there offensively and defensively, but it falls incomplete.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. You put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super toe.
2nd down following the run. Again, it's Murray. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
DeMarco Murray. Come on, partner, say it with me. DeMarco Murray. He's going wild, and they're up on the scoreboard. This kid can run the football when he gets in rhythm.
Absolutely. He's from Las Vegas, the bright lights of Vegas, and he loves the bright lights of the NFL, doesn't he?
How about that? Las Vegas, Oklahoma, made his bones with the Cowboys, and now he's doing it here with the Titans. It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. On 2nd down, Mariota again. This one complete left side to Green Beckham. And he's brought down. A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Murray the lone setback. They go play action here on first down. And that will be caught, but out of bounds. Out of bounds, ruled incomplete here.
That was a nice grab. Just couldn't get the feet down, right? He needed that toe tap sequence there. Whatever size shoe he's wearing, probably need about a half size smaller to complete that one.
Now a second down run for Murray. A strong running. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead them to third down.
It's really simple to say that they know their identity, that they are a passing team. But one of the reasons they're so successful, they know how to mix in the run and make sure that they keep the defense off balance and not able to just simply say, let's go get the quarterback and disrupt things.
Mariota now. And this one caught by Delaney Walker. Here's Brett Kern now. On for his second punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. Fielded just inside the 20. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's Texans football as we get going in quarter number 2 as they take over following the punt with a 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground. It's Lamar Miller. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
On second down, here's Osweiler. It's complete to Fuller. A gain of 4 on the play, and that is going to set up a 3rd and 1.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
And they only need a little bit here. 3rd down and very short. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. On 3rd and 1, Osweiler. It's caught by Shorts. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is now with his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play. But what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker. Well, on that play, the expression, don't blink, you might miss something, certainly applied. That was fast. Defense diagnosed the play, and it was over in a heartbeat.
Second down, here's Miller. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. Now a timeout being called as there's an injured Titan. Down on the field. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. So following the run, we'll see what they do here on 3rd down. Out of the gun, it's Osweiler. He's got Wilson, middle of the field. They give him 12 yards and a first down. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there. If he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback who has to slide and find open space to throw.
So now a 1st and 20.
Hurry up, here we go. Green, 39.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. They go back to the ground now with Miller. He juked him. And some room to maneuver. Penalty marker is down here.
Illegal block in the back. Offense. Still 2nd down.
Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive. They isolate Hopkins on the left side.
Here we go. Green, 39.
Now Osweiler on 2nd down. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd. Ninth play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. And defensively, a dime look here. 6 DBs on 3rd and 12.
No surprise at all.
Osweiler will throw again. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's brought down after a good gain. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Well, the advantage. Just certainly shifted to the defense as we began that 3rd down play, and they found a way to foil it and pick up a 1st down.
3rd time's a charm, right? 2 incompletions. Had to have it on 3rd, and they got it.
Yeah, they stuck with it, weren't daunted at all, and picked it up.
So the offense has it, 6-yard line, 1st and goal. And he'll take this one down inside the 5 to the 3. That gets him 3 yards closer here as it brings up 2nd and goal.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. They'll try to punch it in with Miller. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage. Back to the 4-yard line. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up third.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Line of scrimmage at the 4. Here's 3rd and goal.
Here we go now. 3-19. 3-19.
On 3rd and goal, Osweiler. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. Daquan Jones able to track him down for a loss of 13. And it'll bring up 4th down.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost, and that will knot us up at 10. So they get 3. They were hoping for 6. An unlucky number 13 play drive.
Well, you go to the sideline after putting 3 points on the board, happy, but you wanted to be ecstatic. You wanted to have 6 on the board. On the opposite sideline, though, the defense, I think they're high-fiving each other, only giving up 3 after letting them run that much offense.
The Texans defense, we watch them get set to go. They're hoping to do what they did last time, force another punt. Last time it resulted in a field goal. We'll see if they can get another stop here, though.
And the best defenses are in the business of preventing points and creating points. And that's exactly what these guys did on their last possession. Why? Because they got off the field on 3 and out, turned the ball over to their offense after the punt, and let them roll downfield and put the ball through the post for a field goal. Well, in 2016 in Tennessee, DeMarco Murray, we're going to find out if it was style, scheme, does he still have it or not. He thinks he's going to be more comfortable with the Titans.
Yeah, because that fall off last year, 2014, over 1,800 yards, 392 carries.
One of the best seasons running the football that we've seen in recent years.
A big run that time by Murray. And even 50 yards on the ground. And early in this one, DeMarco Murray sending a warning note out to the defense. They better start getting him on the ground or it could be a long game.
A dynamic, explosive run. And you're exactly right, partner. If they don't start stopping this right here, right now, look out. He can pile it up in a big way, and that'll really help his team out.
Able to get away.
That's why you keep the legs churning.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Now, that's the type of play that'll fire up a defense. Hold them to 1 yard on a first down run. It'll be interesting to see if the offense decides to press the run at all or if they'll abandon it now after gaining only 1 on that play.
They'll try to throw now. Mariota. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. Call it a gain of 5, and it'll be 3rd down.
It's interesting because when I'm watching college football and I'm evaluating guys for the draft now, my list of fullbacks, pure fullbacks, it's a very short list. I'm probably evaluating more punters and kickers now than I am fullbacks, but doesn't matter what you call the position, it's who you put there, and there we saw completion.
An extra defensive back in the game now here for 3rd and 4. Throwing is Mariota, and he dropped it. Now it was tipped, altered the ball a little bit, but he dropped it, and now 4th down. So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And Suckup will put this one right through, and they will take the lead at 13-10. So he splits the uprights there, and I would imagine it's nice as a kicker. Right when it leaves your foot, you know it's good.
Yeah, it's kind of like a golfer that picks up his tee after a nice drive without even watching it land.
Solid analogy. I like it. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here's Brock Osweiler and the Texan offense getting set to go. Been a decent start for him here in this first half, but bottom line, his team's losing. They got to fix something.
And it starts with him. He has to keep that little quarterback strut going right now to make sure this team sees him as confident. Continue to try and up his game, but just let him know, hey, if I'm around, if I'm the one calling signals and throwing the football, just follow me, we'll get there. Sometimes that will do more to elevate a team than anything else.
See if he has that confidence.
Here we go now. Detroit.
10th carry now for Lamar Miller.
Whoosh.
And the cutback to the sideline. 1:59 to go in the first half. We're back to Houston after this timeout. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Larry Ridley is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. From the red zone now, here's Osweiler on first down. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit and it forced an incompletion.
Again on 2nd and 10 now, it's Osweiler. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down. So a 2nd down incompletion now brings up 3rd down.
All right, here we go. Blue 90.
From the gun, it's Osweiler. Looking for someone to throw to. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. It'll be a gain of 4. And it'll be 4th down. And for the 2nd time this half, on comes the field goal unit here. And Novak's kick is good. And that's going to tie us at 13. So 2 first-half field goals now for a guy who, and you hate to give him the tag a journeyman, but it's fair to say, Charles, he's been around in his career.
Yeah, it's more half leg will travel for him. He is a guy that's bounced around a bit, but he can still stroke him when called upon, just as he did right there.
And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done. Looked like they had an opportunity for a big play across the middle, but he didn't have the concentration or the focus necessary and dropped it before he could haul it in.
Going deep here for Matthews. He's got a man, complete. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Mariota now to throw on first down. And incomplete there, almost picked off. That's one you maybe expect your roaming free safety to come up with. But it's 2nd down.
Well, he did almost everything right. Excellent coverage, breaks on the football, just unable to haul it in and take it the other way. So he dropped an interception. The key for him now, don't dwell on it. Just move on to the next play.
And this one's incomplete. He was trying for his time. The veteran Anthony Fasano, and it'll be 3rd and 10. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. So a 3rd and 10, and defensively, a dime look, 6 DBs. Now Mariota. And now another one thrown incomplete. The veteran Harry Douglas, the intended receiver. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Here's Brett Kern now as he's on to punt for Tennessee.
There are a good number of coaches that any time they call an in route are really worried about the play because there's so much traffic ordinarily that the ball has to get through to get to the receiver. And on that play, it was batted down.
Fair catch called for and made at the 16 or maybe the 17-yard line. It'll be called just a 22-yard punt. Certainly not what he wanted. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And now out comes Houston. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime.
Let's go! Blue Lightning!
They'll throw on first down with Osweiler. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Jason McCourty. And the return stops just a few yards shy of midfield. They'll spot the ball at the 47-yard line.
Naturally, we're going to say it was a poor pass, but the defensive guys say it was just a great play by them. They broke on the football, picked it off, and gave some momentum to their team.
And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Give them 18 on that one. And it'll give the Titans a first down. And the offense moving quickly to the line. Now Mariota. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. They'll get 19 yards there. And the Titans are going to have a first. From the red zone now, Mariota. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Give him 6 on the play, and that'll make it second down. Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. They'll throw again. Mariota. And that is, I think he caught it. He did, but they'll say out of bounds. It'll be incomplete. When tapping those toes, he tried to get both in bounds. He could not do it, though.
In tap dance parlance, could not complete the shuffle. All right, needed to get that shuffle down with both feet, not just one.
Is that what they say?
There it is. You know, put a little sand down on the stage.
I'll take your word for it, my man. And the Texans have an extra defender in the secondary now on third down. And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. Jeremy Mency in there to get him for a loss of 9, and that'll lead to fourth down. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. And Suckup will put this one right through, and that will do it for this first half. So we reach and pump the brakes, Larry. Pump the brakes. We are ready for quarter number 3. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Now the Texans offense, they head back out to do battle here. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2, and that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
See if they stay on the ground for second down. Again, it's Miller. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Another 2-yard gain there, but they'll need to do better this time. It's 3rd and 6.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge, and that's good enough for a first down.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
And he eventually goes down, but not before reaching the 30-yard line. A big play there out of the running game. 34 yards.
Good, strong, explosive run that started inside, which means you've got to control those defensive linemen, the defensive tackles, the nose guards. Those guys have to be controlled. How about the offensive line, the job they just did?
Yeah, key that A-gap usually on those runs, right?
That's where it all starts because everyone wants to kind of control.
And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Luke Wilson, his second touchdown on the season. And the Texans have once again taken the lead. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. Now it's Novak on. He'll send this one away following the touchdown. Fielded about a yard deep. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. A look at the offense now here, coming back out. On the road for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. On second down, here's Henry. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10. They're down here in the third quarter, trying to get something going. Going to the outside there didn't work out, though.
Yeah, and from the cheap seats and from where you and I are sitting, we did pay a pretty good price to get in here, right? You often wonder to yourself, why do you make that type of a call? That one went for no gain. And I think this offense thinks to itself, if we keep running these plays, eventually something may pop. It just didn't on that one.
The 12 yards that time and picking up the first.
But we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the #1 receiver double covered. But how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a first down.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something? I think we'll hear about that from him soon.
He was looking for Dorial Green-Beckham, and that'll make it 2nd and 10.
On any passes in the middle of the field, anyone who's going after the football is going to be conscious that it's probably going to be contested and often physically. Sometimes that leads to drops.
On second down, Mariota again. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Normally, he's pretty reliable. Usually catches what's thrown to him. On that play, he simply dropped it.
So a ways to go here on 3rd and 10. On 3rd down, Mariota. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
And this will be touchdown inside the 20. They'll spot it at the 18-yard line. And now out comes Houston. A good balance attack for that last touchdown drive they had. Now it's time to see if they can do that again.
It really becomes a tale of two play callers, doesn't it? The offensive guy, he's in sync. Everything is working pretty well. For the defensive
what's going on the defensive side?
That's a tough one because he's prepped all week as well, and he can't get a bead on exactly what they're doing right now.
Lamar Miller, he's at the 40, 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Houston. Lamar Miller, 81 yards, and the Texans will extend their lead. Novak is on to attempt the extra point. And that one pushes the lead up to 11. Now it's Novak on. He'll send this one away following the touchdown. Now the return comes from Dexter McCluster. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. The Titans offense now, they work their way back onto the field. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
It's already 2nd and 12. The defense hoping to push them back more. They'll come out in the pistol. They'll run it again with Henry. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 13.
No gain on that run, and while this team is down, they're not out of it by any stretch of the imagination. Maybe you just have to think about different style of running in order to get this guy going.
And they've got an extra defensive back out there now on 3rd and 13. Throwing, Mariota. And that one drops incomplete as he got popped as he was throwing it.
Putting pressure on the guy throwing the football is always good, but when you can couple that with... contact on him that leads to an incompletion, as we just saw there, that's winning football.
.46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. And this will be taken at the 13. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the offense will come back onto the field for the 1st and 10. And now out comes Houston. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
They'll run it again with Miller. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
In my book, that's running the ball well but with intelligence. How about him keeping the clock moving, staying in bounds?
Yeah, even though it's the third quarter, you're thinking ahead, aren't you? This is where your running game can really help you with a lead in the second half.
I agree totally. It's not just end-of-the-half situations that you worry about the clock. It's throughout the game. And with a lead, stay in bounds.
He's got a convoy, and he might be gone. Touchdown, Houston. Jonathan Grimes, his second touchdown on the season, and the Texans will add on to their lead. Novak to tack on the extra point.
When you know you've got a home run hitter on your side of the ball, and you know that he can score from anywhere on the field, it usually inspires the rest of the guys to do their jobs even better. That resulted in a lot of great blocks downfield because they knew if they gave him space, he could do exactly what he did, put the ball in the end zone.
This is taken at the 3. And there's a flag on the field. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Illegal block in the back. Return team. Automatic first down.
They go play action here on first down. And he rifles one incomplete. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Mariota gives to Henry. And he'll power his way up near the 25. It'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves him with 5 more. 3rd and 5 now.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
So 3rd and 5, 3rd and medium here. Mariota from the gun on 3rd down. And he finds Harry Douglas. And 7 yards on the play, and they do pick up the conversion on 3rd down.
I heard so much about the offense Marcus Mariota ran while he was at Oregon, about how people were just wide open, how he couldn't fail to hit them. But I always said the same thing. He sure as heck didn't miss them very often. Very accurate even on short throws.
Yeah, he can go short, he can go deep, obviously, but he's really good with that short passing game.
Dart thrower, very accurate. Receivers love it. With the struggles we're seeing up front for the offense today, they've got to think about changing up their play calling. Some screens, some draws, some quick-hitting plays in order to try and supplement the run game. You don't totally abandon it, but you try and give it a little bit of help.
Wide open receiver complete. A big play that time for the Titans. 43 yards.
As we continue to advance in the NFL, as people continue to scout players, they really don't care as much about body types as they care about those guys who can make people miss, run through tackles, and gain all that additional run after catch. Anybody has that ability, they want them on their team.
And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. And now they're in the hurry-up. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against?
Encroachment, defense. Still 2nd down.
Now a 2nd down throw for Mariota. And that is incomplete.
As tight ends go, he might not provide the super flashy plays very often, but he's pretty reliable. Usually an excellent target and normally catches what's thrown to him, but he didn't on that play.
7th play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6. Here's Mariota. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Timing is crucial in any route thrown, but when you throw an out, so many things are going through the mind of the receiver. Catching the ball, timing it up with the quarterback. Are my feet going to get down inbounds? On that play, all those things going through his head might have caused him to drop it.
Now Mariota on 4th down. And Matthews over the middle with a grab. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And on 4th down, they're able to convert and move the sticks. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. From the red zone now, Mariota. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-round pick, Kevin Johnson. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line.
As much football as we watch, we've seen this work many times. In the red zone, first down, take a shot at the end zone, and points result. In this case, though, give credit to the defense. They outguessed them, were prepared, and intercepted the pass.
They begin with a run by Miller. And he's brought down. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Another good run there, and now we're seeing an offense that's imposed its will on a defense. When we talk about that all the time, what does it really mean? It means that the guys on the offensive line, they feel like they can do whatever they want. They're in the huddle saying, run it again. Give us another chance to smack someone and create some space. On the defensive side of the ball, not only have they imposed their will against you, you're almost powerless to figure out what you're doing there, but you got keep your spirit up at the same time, and they're taking that too. Outside handoff to the right side. If you're a running back, you love getting the ball early so you have vision to see what's happening in front of you.
Right tackle likes that call. Big play for him, but don't forget about the guys you always tell me on the backside sealing off.
When they talk about cutoff blocks, making sure no one can leak from the backside that can run a play down.
And nobody leaked. Big play. On the ground, this is Grimes. And he'll be taken down after a decent gain, and that will bring us to the end. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Texans in control of the football and leading this game as well as we start the 4th. They come out with one back and 3 tight ends. Miller will get it. He has been busy today. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. And they're just a couple of yards shy of a first down here on 3rd down.
Here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
They'll try to run for it with Miller. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. A loss of a yard and a... brings up 4th. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th.
Let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
They're going on 4th down. It's Osweiler. And it is incomplete. Bill O'Brien rolls the dice, but to no avail. And as a result, it'll be Titan football on the turnover on downs. So they were really trying to put the nail in the coffin there already with this lead here in the 4th, but they didn't get it.
Guaranteed, it's not going to be a fun handshake in the postgame, right? You just know that there's going to be some bad blood there. And I know if we go to the postgame press conferences, the winning coach, you know what he's going to say, why he did it? We need the points, okay? Because you never know at the end of the year if points are going to come into the tiebreaker if we're trying to get into the playoffs. That's always the standard justification.
Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. First level defensive line, second level linebackers, third level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a first level run, and it was stopped by a second level player.
Third down now following the run. On third down, Mariota. And he finds a man. It's Fasano. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there. Well, as a former DB, I never want to do anything to take away credit from a good play, and we just saw one there, able to force an incompletion by knocking the pass away. But if you're a DB in Houston, you love what you're getting up front because it makes you that much better. The defensive pressure that they get on quarterbacks, where they're often running for their life, or they're having to throw it faster than they want to, or their sight lines aren't very good, that helps you become a better cover. And I think the Houston Texans defensive backs take advantage of that. It looked like they had something there, but I think that he was thinking about running with the football before he actually hauled it in, and that led to a big drop.
So still a full 10 yards to go here for the offense on third down. To the air again, Mariota. Dancing to his left. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's brought down after a good gain. And now the offense operates in the red zone. Again, we'll see the pistol here. They'll run here. This is Dexter McCluster. And he will score. Touchdown, Titans. Dexter McCluster, his first touchdown on the year. And the Titans are able to cut into that deficit. And they drew up the counter there. It worked. They're glad they drew up the counter.
And a lot of times what you're trying to do is just simply get the defense moving in one direction. It doesn't take much. Even one step's enough. Get them going in one direction and then cut back against the grain and let your running back finish it off and get the work done.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. And now out comes Houston. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. And in this situation with the lead fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line. So, Brandon, when this offense gathers together to watch tape for this game, they're going to be feeling pretty good about themselves until the coaches get upset about the play we just saw. But you know their defense is going to be, we put up big points all game long. The defense is going to win one every now and then.
And the Titan defense steps up here, and down he goes. Daquan Jones able to get him down for a loss of 11 on the play. And it'll be fourth down. Here's Shane Leckler now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Now McCluster. Look at the spin.
Balance.
A good return there, 17 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Titans offense now, they get ready to do battle again here. And they're going to need another score. Got one last time, but still down here.
When you're playing catch-up, Every possession becomes crucial, doesn't it? It's vital. Get back out on the field, punch in the end zone again. They know it's not easy, but what they do have going for them, they did score the last time. They think they've got a good formula working.
And what about the defense?
Well, now you're just saying to yourself, okay, gave up a score last time. What adjustments do we need to make to slow them down now and get the ball back for our own offense? Is it more pressure? Is it more zone? What do they have to do? They're trying to figure that out themselves.
We'll see if they can figure that out right here. Douglas with a grab over the middle. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. They'll give him 8 on the play, and all of a sudden here it's 3rd down. And they're going to speed things up here. They'll run here. It's Murray. And he got blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Desperation time. Mariota on 4th down. And no, it's incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And this Texans defense stands tall. So they really needed points here in a 2-score game. Could not come away with anything there on 4th.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, they can't check out of this game. You and I have called a good number of games over the course of our career where we've seen these types of situations. Teams get the ball back, and that miracle. Occur, so they can't let that dream go just yet. They have to get stout on defense here.
Yeah, right now really hoping for a turnover. So here we go, 1st and 10 now. They come out here in the eye. A 1st down carry now for Miller. Stays on his feet. They find some open field here. It's a pickup of 21. And it'll give the Texans a 1st down.
Well, plenty of credit has to go to the guy carrying the ball. He broke the tackle and gained the yardage. But that doesn't necessarily mean that the defender's bad. They're not going to make 100% of the tackles all the time. Even the best in the game will miss one occasionally. The key is not to let it snowball and miss tackle after tackle. On that play, credit to the offense, but that doesn't make the defense bad.
No gain on the play there, 2nd down. And the Titans going to signal for a timeout defensively. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Offense still needing 10 yards, 2nd down. From the shotgun, Osweiler. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down. Third down here for the offense after the incomplete pass. From the gun, it's Osweiler. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
3rd down is a down. Both sides know they absolutely have to win. And the name of the game for the defense is pressure on the quarterback. But pressure on the quarterback with contact, that's how you end up winning it.
And Novak's kick is good. And that will get the lead up to 14. So they settle for just the 3 there, but clearly anything helps when you're trying to salt one away here in the 4th.
Without a doubt, I think a touchdown would have been the final nail. But 3 does give them some breathing room and lets them build up a little cushion.
Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. Here's the Titan offense now as they make their way back onto the field. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily The coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
Rashard Matthews, the intended target. And it'll be 3rd and 10 now.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
And he finds a man with a crossing route. And he's brought down after a good gain. And a nice gain of 21 yards. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. A first down throw for Mariota. He finds Douglas complete. And he's brought down. It's a pickup of 19. And that'll be good for a Tennessee first. They go play action here on first down. They'll roll him out right. And some room to work. And he goes out of bounds inside the 10 at the 9. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
Well, there's another example of what Marcus Mariota brings to the game. Sweet feet that elude sticky situations. He knows how to get outside the pocket and get downfield. Last year as a rookie, he showed us exactly how to do it and do it well.
Now a play fake here on first down. Escaping and he's going to score. It's a Titans touchdown. Marcus Mariota, his first touchdown on the year. And the Titans have made this a one-score game. And maybe that was just a case of completely overlooking the guy holding the football.
It certainly felt like it, didn't it? Because on my checklist, okay, as a defender,
QB's last.
Running back, fullback, heck, jet sweeps nowadays. Before you even get to thinking about the quarterback might actually keep it.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Heading out is the Texans offense as they get set to take over here. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
All right, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
They'll throw on first down with Osweiler. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack.
Holding offense.
And at this stage of the game, time a factor, time on their side as they just try to eke out the final precious moments of this one.
Green 39.
Now Osweiler on second down. Finding time. The hook up on the right side to Hopkins. That one good for 14 yards. And that's going to bring up a third down. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
Here we go.
On third down, Miller. And he's got the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 49. Now another timeout here called by the Titans. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. First down and 10 now for the offensive group. They come out here in the eye. Osweiler. Oh, no, he lost the football. Does the big boy have the juice? And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. throws, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
And the Titans getting set to go. Last time they were out, they scored. Still trailing here, though, so some work to do.
But it's okay in terms of mindset. Because they scored the last time, they're not quite as worried about being down on the scoreboard because now their confidence is a little bit higher. They feel like they've got something going, and they feel like they can attack again and put more points on the board.
Are you scoreboard watching if you're the offense, or are you just focused on this drive?
We wouldn't be telling the truth if we said that they didn't scoreboard watch. Everyone does it to some extent. But you've got to set it aside right now and just focus on this series. That'll take care of the scoreboard if they punch it into the end zone. But I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up your play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game.
On third down, Murray. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1.
Well, we stopped on that play. We've had plenty of carries all afternoon. Every now and then the defense is going to win one, but I don't think they'll shy away from handing it to them the rest of the game.
Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on 4th down. They're going to run it with Murray. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. Back to throw. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining.
All defenders get tired of hearing about their lack of hands and why they're playing defense instead of offense. But in this situation, it was the hands that made the play. Batting the ball away on an attempted touchdown pass. Excellent job. Way to knock it down.
So incomplete on first. Let's see what 2nd down has in store. He'll look to throw. And he can't corral it. That would have wrapped it up if he'd been able to hold on. Instead, it brings up 3rd down.
A missed opportunity for an interception would have killed off a drive. They had a chance there to finish things off. Didn't get it done. I guess that's why a lot of those guys do not play offense.
This could very well be 4-down territory, but right now we focus on 3rd and goal from the 1. Back to throw. And this ball is caught. It's a touchdown. And now in the final seconds, they're a PAT away from likely getting this thing to overtime.
And that touchdown means a decision has to be made. Do they kick the PAT and tie it up, or do they go for 2 and try and win it right now?
And now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And he has got it. So barring something crazy on the kickoff, we're looking at an extra period to decide this one. Set to go now with the kickoff. These 2 teams all even again as we continue in this wild 4th quarter. That'll be taken in the end zone. And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee and they'll put it out to the 25. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
Nothing between these two teams for 4 quarters. Here we go to begin overtime. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. And now out comes Houston. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now. First throw in overtime now for Osweiler. Shorts on the reception over the middle. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and that'll make it 3rd down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
So here we go, a 3rd down after the 2nd down pass completion. From the shotgun, Osweiler. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. It goes as a gain of 9, and it moves the chains.
That's a pretty good throw on the curl route there. 3rd down, and they pick up a first.
Defense should be aware for that, right?
They should be aware, but it's so hard sometimes.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Because when they sell that route really well, you think they're going upfield, then they curl back, show their numbers to the quarterback, and complete the play.
On 1st down, Osweiler. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. And you really can't pin that one on the quarterback, Charles. The O-line, they've got to protect them.
And they know it. That's their meal ticket. They want to take care of the big guy behind them. In this case, they let him down.
They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Again on 2nd and 10 now. It's Osweiler. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And he's brought down. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
Brandon, we did watch him play well on tape last week, and it was a lot of fun to watch. And he put together some nice numbers, some really nifty plays, and he's doing it again this week. And what I'm seeing is the rest of his team starting to rise in confidence as well.
Rubbing off a little bit?
I think so, and I think that they're buying into him. They believe in him as their leader, which means that they're going to play better, try to make some better plays for him. I think we've seen that throughout this contest.
Those numbers certainly back you up. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Jarrell Casey in there to get him for a loss of 5.
Well, Brandon, sometimes I think when we watch games, we're actually watching a living museum because we're seeing the evolution of positions almost with each passing game. How about defensive ends nowadays and the way that they can run almost all the way across the field?
It is unbelievable, isn't it? I mean, they're so strong, but they're so lean, they can move so quick with those bodies.
It's almost unfair. You're supposed to be able to know where a defensive end is supposed to be on every play. These guys flash so quickly, you're not sure where they're going to end up.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down.
No, check, Patriot!
3rd and long, it's Osweiler looking deep downfield. So they took a shot there on 3rd down, couldn't get it. Now it's 4th.
Well, partner, I think the defensive fellas got the memo, and they decided to cover him on that play.
Yeah, he's already up over 100 yards in this game. They tried a deep shot, couldn't get it.
Yeah, when you've had that much success, finally, someone said, let's try and put a stop to it and put people on him.
And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad. The Titans offense now, they get set to head back out here. Their defense did its job, got the stop. All they need is 3, and this is over.
Couldn't have done much else other than score themselves and end it. But they turned it back over to them, and now all they need is a field goal to win the game. An excellent job by the defense. Can the offense finish things off?
Yeah, part 1 is done, now part 2. So quite the turnaround in this one from a week ago. And in the meetings, I made a faux pas of asking, hey, did he tweak something last week? Because we thought he just didn't look the same, but he's fine.
And I was so glad you asked that question. I mean, you had to take the brunt of the whole thing, and, of course, I sold you out on it. But
took one for the team.
You knew I was there with you, right? It was a legitimate question, though, because last week we didn't see what we're seeing today. The quickness to the hole, the ability to make cuts, the good vision. We didn't see any of that. He seemed a little bit sluggish in last week's game. Not so this week. Whatever the preparation was, it's working for him.
And that was incomplete, but I don't know how much of that falls on the quarterback. He was pressured.
Brandon, the rush showed up so fast, the quarterback had no chance to get the ball downfield.
And on 2nd and 10 now. Tenth carry now for Derrick Henry. And he's brought down. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue.
There's no secret to beating a 3-4 when you're trying to run the ball up the middle. You have to control the guy over the nose of the center. And oftentimes, he's awfully hard to move. That's why he's there. A big guy, usually north of 300 pounds, with some agility. But somehow, you got to figure out how to move him. And most teams will double the nose. Center and a guard trying to move him to one side or the other, and when they're able to do that successfully, as just happened here, that's when you get big-time running plays.
So now 11 yards to go for this offensive unit. It's 2nd down. Mariota now on 2nd down. He finds Douglas complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Boy, the evolution of the game and how these guys on plays like that can get out of the pocket, keep plays alive, it just makes things so much harder for defenses.
It really does, and we're talking about an era in the game where the quarterbacks are the most athletically gifted that we've seen in a bunch. I mean, when you talk about collectively, it's unbelievable. So their ability to move is practiced now. It's not necessarily, oh, he just took off and you guys figure it out. When he takes off, everyone knows where to go now. They know how to run routes, change things, make themselves presentable for the quarterback. It's a lot of time that they put in on it. It's not just your static 1, 2, 3. This is where the ball goes anymore.
Now a 2nd down throw for Mariota. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. They'll get nothing out of that one, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down. They tried to swing it out left into the flat, but the defense, they were very principled there.
It felt very West Coast offense, didn't it? You know their expression, right? On a West Coast offense, when they throw the ball, it's either going to be a touchdown or a check.
And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Avery Jones with a big-time sack. On 3rd down, and it'll be a loss of 7. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. And now the Texans want to call another timeout. They'll be left with just 1 remaining here at OT. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And we're back. The offense had a chance to talk things over. We'll see what they come up with here on this next play. And he got it. The kick is good in overtime. He's able to split the uprights. And with that,